Most people are terrified of being alone, not just physically, but mentally. The moment there's silence, they reach for their phone. The second they're alone with their thoughts, they escape, scrolling, texting, drowning in distractions. But here's the harsh truth. If you can't sit alone in a room without needing an escape, you are not in control of your life. You are controlled by your impulses, by society's noise, by everything but yourself. And that is exactly why you're not where you want to be. Because the most powerful people in history all had one thing in common. They mastered solitude. They disappeared from the world to sharpen their minds, to build, to become something greater. While everyone else was caught up in distractions, they were in the shadows, growing. And here's what no one tells you. Your biggest breakthroughs, your deepest insights, the moments that truly change your life, they don't happen when you're surrounded by people. They happen in the silence, when you finally stop running from yourself. But most people will never experience this. They will continue filling their lives with meaningless noise, mistaking distraction for progress. The question is, will you? Being alone isn't just about cutting off from others. It's about facing yourself. And that's what most people are truly afraid of. They don't want to confront their own weaknesses, their regrets, their failures. So they surround themselves with distractions, with people who make them feel comfortable, even if those people add nothing to their growth. But when you strip all that away, something happens. You start hearing your own mind, loud and clear. You start questioning the way you've been living. You start realizing how much of your life has been dictated by others, by society, by trends, by expectations that were never truly yours. And that realization, it's uncomfortable. It's even painful. But it's also the key to power. Think about the most disciplined, successful people. Do you think they spend their days constantly surrounded by people, engaging in pointless conversations, seeking validation? Number. They carve out time to be alone. They use solitude as a weapon. Steve Jobs would take long walks alone to generate ideas. Nikola Tesla spent hours in isolation, building the future in his mind before bringing it to life. The ability to be alone isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. Because in a world drowning in distractions, the person who can sit alone and focus is unstoppable. And if you think you can succeed while constantly seeking comfort, constantly avoiding silence, you're fooling yourself. And let's be brutally honest. Most people won't even try this. They'll hear this, maybe even agree with it, and then they'll pick up their phone, open social media, and drown themselves in mindless scrolling. That's the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. The achievers, the ones who truly upgrade their lives, don't just listen to ideas, they apply them. The ones who win at life aren't the ones with the most followers or the biggest social circle. They're the ones who have mastered themselves. And that mastery only happens in solitude. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's clarity. It's the space where you define who you are and what you truly want. And here's the scary part. When you start spending time alone, you begin to see through the illusion. You start recognizing how much time you've wasted on meaningless interactions, how many energy-draining relationships you've tolerated, how much of your life you've given to things that don't even matter. And when you come back to the world, you move differently. You speak with purpose. You no longer chase attention because you've built something far more valuable, internal strength. This is why the greatest transformations don't happen in front of people. They happen in silence, in the moments where you choose to sit with your own mind instead of running away from it. But let's be clear. This isn't easy. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to confront parts of yourself that you've ignored for years. And most people, they're not ready for that. They will continue numbing themselves with distractions, terrified of what they might find if they ever truly looked inward. And that's exactly why they will never break free. But you? If you've made it this far, you already feel it. The pull to be different, to stop wasting time, to step into a version of yourself that isn't controlled by distractions. You know you're capable of more, but the question is, what are you going to do about it? Because knowing isn't enough. You have to act. You have to train your mind to thrive in solitude, to build something in the quiet that will make the noise of the world irrelevant. Your mind is your greatest weapon, but most people have no idea how to use it. If you want to train your brain to focus at a level that makes success inevitable, watch this next video. It will change how you think forever.